yeah, you know we gotta talk about this. You know we gotta mention this. Lopez, he knocked out Commey.
That's true.
He knocked out Commey.
I actually predict that. I did predict.
You predict it's gonna be a tough fight now.
I did, but I did say a Teofimo Lopez knockout of Richard Commey. I thought it was gonna be a little bit later.
Yeah, I noticed when Lopez stepped in the ring, he was very comfortable from round one. Usually fighters take a little time to adjust. They take, a couple minutes to at least figure you out, fill you out. However, Lopez from round one, he was letting it go. He was letting it fly. Commey, he was very comfortable too. However, Lopez hurt him with a left hook early on. And you could see, Commey's supposed to be the power puncher. But Lopez hurt him from the get-go, and he was taking his shots pretty well. He was taking Commey's shots pretty well. And then in the second round, man, they exchanged right hands. However, Lopez wasn't really. He wasn't really exchanging.
He actually slipped the right hand.
Yeah, he slipped the right hand. Then basically he countered him. They said he exchanged, but he basically countered him. But he just exchanged with him. But he got his head off the center line. That's what you're supposed to do, and that's where his amateur game came into play. And Commey, that was my worry. That's why I didn't want to base my prediction because, like I told you, I know Commey personally, and Commey sometimes he misjudges distance. And he leave his head in a certain line, and he got paid for that. And Commey, man, he put his lights out. In my opinion, some fighters don't have enough heart. Some fighters have too much heart. Commey, for example, he have too much heart, and that's where it could end up costing you because he tried to get up too fast. Yeah. And ended up, costing him because maybe he would have took a knee, took an 8 count, relaxed instead of burning himself out trying to get up in 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
Or tie somebody up.
Yeah, so Lopez, he knew that Commey is a veteran. He always get hurt and come back. He went for the kill and got it. So Commey definitely made a shocking wave statement in front of Lomachenko. And Lomachenko now saying, you know what? Lopez, he's now worth it for me to fight. Now he could have been fighting Lopez for undisputed at 135. However, he don't want the smoke with none of these young guns. Now, ESPN could erase his losses all they want. But now, it's like a bigger problem. It's almost as big as of a problem as erasing Adrian Broner losses. Imagine the PBC trying to erase Adrian Broner losses. Hold on, let me finish my point.
Lopez,
hold on. Let me finish my point. Listen, at the end of the day, picture PBC trying to erase Adrian Broner losses. They're going to try to go through hell and back in order to do so. For them to erase Lomachenko losses, if he fights the likes of Lopez, the likes of Devin Haney, the likes of Tank Davis, the likes of Shakur Stevenson, man, he ain't surviving that storm. I'm telling you that right now. Lopez is a threat for his throne. The throne that he ain't trying to defend. The throne that he gave up portion of his throne to different fighters without even going for a fight with Devin Haney, right? So Lopez, in my opinion, he's a very serious threat for Lomachenko. However, I must admit, Lomachenko, he will probably be the favorite because of his experience and all that. However, he don't have the power advantage. He usually lure you to sleep and then catch you with a shot you don't see coming. That's how he usually knock people out. He don't got power like that. He an average puncher at most. But Lopez, on the other hand, he got a lot of power. The fact that Lomachenko likes to fight orthodox fighter, he's going to be more at home versus a Lopez because he could perform his favorite pivot move, which is slide to the right and be in a safe zone while you able to land your own offense. So that being said, how you see that fight playing out is Lomachenko going to fight Lopez, and he already stated he fighting him in April. So he better not create no excuses.
Absolutely. I think, and he also said that he has a title now. He's interesting to me. And I give him credit because he's looking to make a legacy. So first, I want to comment on Lopez. I thought he was super sharp in that fight. He came out in that first round, sharp. His counters were sharp. His focus was there. And Commey is a good fighter, but he doesn't have that wow factor that Lopez has. Like when you see Lopez, he jumps out at you, right? So his combinations, they're quick, they're fast, and that was the difference that I saw between him and Commey. Commey is a very good fighter, but his combinations are really predictable. And Lopez, he's flashy. He can counter you. He can, but he can also lead with his combinations. And he struggles a little bit. And this is something that Ward points out. Like he starts he goes into the Mayweather shell from the first round, right? He actually that's just his boxing stance. And if you look at Mayweather, I'm talking about Lopez. And with Mayweather, he would kind of get to and it's called boxing in the pocket. He would wait till he's taking all this information and calculate it so he knows exactly what the boxer is going to do at a certain time. He knows the speed of it. He finds a range, and then he gets into the pocket, and then he's in control. Lopez just jumps into the pocket, so sometimes he gets caught because he hasn't properly studied, evaluated his opponent. So I love that fight. I still think that Lomachenko will be the favorite, but I think that's one of for 2020, right behind Wilder and Fury. I think that's probably the most anticipated fight of next year.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Now, responding to the people in the comment section, my man, Saruno, boxing. We're going to talk about Charlo numbers and all that in a few. We want to stay at the subject. We're not trying to flip-flop. My man, Sean Johnson, he already know what time it is. He said, Professor Nan, quit making excuses for Lomachenko. He over here ducking. Of course, he a duck. That's what, you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, listen, I agree with you. See, the thing with Floyd, like you stated earlier, right? Floyd was so good that it don't matter. Even while he's studying you, he's outboxing you. He's whipping you. He's using that jab. He had he had the whole package. Lopez, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, he jumped into the fire too early without studying his opponent. He put his hand down. But with the performance that he did, like he had with Commey, you can't really criticize him if you could really back it up the way he did, because Commey was a veteran opponent. However, like I said, against Lomachenko, which we get to it, Lomachenko reacted to Lopez knockout, and he stated that, Lopez, he a good fighter, a smart fighter. He a great puncher. However, it matters who you up against. Obviously, Commey is a great opponent. However, Lomachenko is on a different class. If Lopez could beat a Lomachenko, then he's official.
He is.
You know what I'm saying? He's official. Then
I think he's a star in the making. He beats Lomachenko. His personality, he has a flashy style. He's a star in the making.
Yeah, he definitely a star in the making, but that's a hell of a task. Like I said, it's doable, but the fact that ESPN trying to erase his loss, good luck with that. If you ain't knocking him out, you ain't beating him like that. He went to the UK, fought Luke Campbell, and it was like he was the hometown fighter, the way the judges scored the fight. Now, I had him winning comfortably. I'm just saying, like, they ain't going to rob him. I know that. He ain't going to get the Lara treatment. So, Lopez is going to have to make a hell of a statement and dominate Lomachenko where they can't rob him. I believe Lopez could catch Lomachenko coming in and possibly stop him. If not, he's going to have a hard time beating him on the scorecard. Not saying he's just going to rob him. I'm saying Lomachenko's skill level is going to be a whole lot
to overcome,
for Lopez. Forget all this loss, erase, and all that. I'm just calling out ESPN for the BS because we don't tolerate that in the sport of boxing. There's no such thing as you erase the loss. BoxRec still got a big L, capital L, So I'm just calling them out for that. Not saying Lomachenko is not a good fighter. However, when you duck a Devin Haney, a 20-year-old, I'm going to lose respect for you. When you duck fighters like that, I'm going to lose respect. So, the brothers, every person in the world, Migos brothers, all of that, AkHi's, everybody was riding for Lomachenko. They thought he was a real deal.
Oh, he not?
So he started avoiding Salido. He started avoiding Pacquiao, and then Devin Haney. And we're like, nah, man. You what? You trying to be another Gennady Golovkin? And ESPN trying to sell him to us like HBO sold Gennady Golovkin to us back in the day. But new media from day one, we wasn't reporting. We were preaching. and schooling y'all on Gennady Golovkin being overhyped. And Lomachenko is the same way. Now Lopez fighting him. So what happened to this fighter that's the greatest since Muhammad Ali? Now they talking about it's a 50-50 fight.
Nobody said that except
man,
for Bob
people,
Arum.
what you mean?
Nobody said that except for Bob Arum.
Man, you must not know. You don't keep
Nobody
up.
said
You
that.
don't keep
I do. They said that Lomachenko's the best boxer. So there's a guy named Floyd Mayweather. There's a guy named Roy Jones Jr.
You talking for yourself. I respect that you don't
What?
be.
His
you're not
promoter
rating
said
him that high.
His promoter said that.
I'm talking about Lomachenko. When he went to the UK, you had Tony. You had all these fighters like and Bradley, I believe. He was debating with Andre Ward that Lomachenko pound for pound #1. They talking about he was the greatest fighter since Roy Jones as far as how he gifted. Come on, they compare him to Roy Jones.
You said the greatest fighter since Muhammad Ali.
No, but I'm saying they saying that nobody is as gifted as Lomachenko, probably other than Roy Jones. They compare him to Roy Jones, talking about he more gifted than Sugar Ray Robertson, Floyd Mayweather, all these guys. Like, and now he fight a Lopez, and now it's a 50-50 fight. As soon as you fight a good fighter, it's a 50-50 fight. Floyd Mayweather, regardless of who he fought, he was the favorite. He fought Pacquiao, he was the favorite.
He
was the favorite.
Against Corrales. He dominated him.
Corrales and Hernandez.
That was a pretty much 50-50
but that's
fight.
on his way up, though. He was on his way up. But
up.
I'm talking about after he proved himself, regardless of what people say, they didn't even want to compare him to Sugar Ray Leonard. Every time they brought Sugar Ray Leonard and compared him to Floyd, they were like, oh, what? Don't disrespect Sugar Ray Leonard. Now what?
So I'm not making excuses for...
AJ for what?
He said I was making excuses for Lomachenko. I'm not making excuses.